looks like this morning. Hey guys, here are some things that you need to know that has changed in Smoky Mountains. You do have to pay to park, and you can get a daily, which is $5, a weekly, which is $15, or an annually, which is a year, I believe, which is $40. Now, if you're driving through, you do not have to pay, but if you want to park up or park anywhere in the Smoky Mountains, you have to have a pass. So we're actually on our way now to go get one. We haven't actually been out much because we've been traveling. We haven't actually gone up into the mountains since this has started. So we are on our way to go get our Smoky Mountain pass.
Have a good day.
Hopefully that works.
I do too.
Just go up to the office.
How are y'all doing?
Thanks.
All right. Go park.
Well, they have kiosks in the car, but you're not gonna.
So what we'll do.
So we went to the Townsend Visitor Center. It cost us $40, and what you get is this. My throat is playing with me. And you put this on the, let's say, the right corner. It shows you in the back, right here. You put that in the right corner. Now they did say to put Sharpie, but it might wear off over time. So they had to put that because it's new. So there's some kinks, she said, that they have to fix. And some people's are peeling off a little bit. So you can either put tape on it or just put lay it on the right side to see it. We'll just put Sharpie on there and stick it up and see what happens. But we paid for the annually because we live here. And we go hiking every weekend, so. And for any of those people that are upset that they now have to pay to go park up there, this money isn't going towards anything bad. It's going towards paying for the national forest and the upkeep, and if there's any disasters that happen, like a forest fire, it goes towards that. It goes towards the people and the forest rangers and just keeping it running. It's going towards the mountains. For years there was donation boxes, and I would donate, but not everybody did, and there'd be millions of people go into these parks, go into Kate's Cove, and never donate, not even $1. So am I mad that I have to pay $40 a year to go into the mountains? No, I'm not, because it's going towards a good cause. And if you truly love nature and you truly love the mountains, you shouldn't get upset over having to pay to keep it running, to keep it going, to look after the animals, to look after the national park, and to look after the people that look after the park. So, is the pass worth it? Yes. You should get a pass, it's the right thing to do. I have noticed there's a few people that don't have passes, and maybe you might get away with it now, but come summertime you will not get away with it. I can guarantee it. Guarantee it. So I'm back at the RV now, and I finished ranting about the pass. Let's get down to the RV pros and cons. One is space. In an RV, depending on how many people you're gonna have, there's only 2 of us in a travel trailer, a luxurious one, it's called luxurious, is privacy and space. How many pets do you have? How many people are gonna be in the RV? How comfortable are you with the person that you're about to RV with? Because let me tell you something. There is no privacy in an RV. You can shut your slide door that separates your toilet and shower to your bed. And yeah, you can play really loud music so no one can hear you pee. But putting all that aside, how much stuff do you have? For real, living in a house or an apartment, you have a habit of collecting things, a lot of things. And you don't realize how much things you have until you decide to move and you go, I don't have a lot of stuff, how long is it gonna take? And then you start putting things in boxes and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I still owned this. So here's where the other part comes into play. Storage. How much do you need and what do you need to put in your camper? So say if you're staying in a camper for a short period of time, or if it's a long time, doesn't matter. The matter of fact is, things you might have had in your house or your apartment, you're not going to need in your camper, and there's going to be things in the camper that you're going to want that you never needed in a house or an RV. For example, ignoring the fact it's messy over here at the moment because we just had lunch, we do not use this, especially in winter time. You want to know why? Because it takes up all your propane, and the propane you need to heat up your pipes and to heat up your camper as a whole. Not to mention, that's tiny. You ain't cooking no roast chicken in here. And I use nearly half a thing of propane just to cook cookies. Depending how much propane you have, I have two like small sized propane tanks. And yes, you could get a massive propane tank, a huge one, but they're hundreds if not thousands of dollars. And if you're planning on going like from place to place to place to place to place, how are you gonna carry it around? If you have any advice on propane and propane usage and best places to get propane and anything to do with propane, leave a comment down below because I love to hear it. Yes, we have a decent amount of space for 2 people. We have no dogs, no cats, no birds, no nothing. We have 2 snakes. And honestly, the snakes take up a lot of room. For example, Aduna, my largest snake, takes up this whole thing. This is where and soon there's going to be a fireplace here, a fake one. But for now, she's here. Another thing to think about is, you can hear everything in this place. So, say you got someone who's on video games and you're sat in the bedroom to watch something, you've both got to have an understanding of both of you cannot be loud at the same time. Heaters. We have one that blows the air from here. Air escapes from the door. We have stuff to stop it from escaping, but it will still escape. Heater. Sucks in the cold air, pushes it out, and warms up the place. Another heater to radiate heat, to keep it warm in here. We both like to work out and hike a lot. Workout station. Yoga mat always on the ground. Space is limited. Are you the kind of person that's comfortable in tight places? Getting around places, moving around just to get to the bedroom, or vice versa? Getting to the bedroom and coming around out of the toilet, going around here and having to duck and get around things. Also, something that we've gotten good at doing is becoming very creative with space. And I have an example. Didn't have a lot of space in the bedroom and it gets hot in here. We nailed this bad boy to the wall. Now it blows directly onto the bed. We also have this here. brings in some nice cool air. But, and this is a big but, something you might not know, and we didn't when we bought this, is if you have a long trailer or fifth wheel, you're going to want 2 AC units, not just one on top. Ours has one. And yes, we have, above me somewhere, right there, hello, right there, the ability to blow air through it, but because our AC is on the other side of the trailer, it's not a trailer, it's an RV. I don't live in a trailer. Because it's on the other side of the RV, getting A to B, it dies down. So by the time it gets to here, it just kind of feels like someone breathing lightly at the back of your neck. It gets hot. This is a winterized RV, saying that. It is not all season. Another thought, and another point to bring up. How minimalistic can you be? Are you somebody who has to have lots of nice stuff and likes to have people over and parties and just enjoy having people over? If so, probably not for you either. And before you ask why not, in the summer, sure, have everybody outside. But when you've only got one small kitchen and a tiny bathroom that has sliding doors with gaps on top and bottom, you just... I'm an antisocial person, so I enjoy this. I don't have people over. I don't really care to. So, suits me fine. Not saying people who live in RVs are antisocial. It's just, it doesn't bother us. But seriously, you need to think about minimalistic lifestyle. And if you don't want to get rid of everything, storage, how much is storage going to be? And what you think you'll need, cut it in half, because then you'll need less. And don't, you have to take my word for it. When you move into your camper and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to need blah 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 blah, you get into the camper a month and you're like, maybe I can stick this in the storage outside. Then it goes in the storage outside and you look at it and go, this is in the way, I don't need this, I haven't touched it in a year. And you start to get in that mindset of, one, not mindlessly buying things when you go to like a Target or a Ross or wherever you shop. You think, oh, that's really nice, I want this, but do I need it? Where would I put it? And then you start to become financially smart. They become a lot more financially smart because not only do you not have the space to buy a bunch of crap, it makes you question, do you even need it to begin with? Another thing to think about as well is privacy. How private do you want to be? Can you live in an RV park? Or do you have your own land? How comfortable are you during storms and wind? Because that never occurred to me for a second. Was, would it be like tornado season and storm season and cold blizzards? I haven't had any blizzards yet, but we got down to -12 up here in the mountains. And you gotta think about the weather. How comfortable are you that sometimes, no matter the weather, you gotta go out and fix something or do something? How comfortable are you with looking after your own septic tank? And how much do you know about electricity and water? Do you have somewhere you can go with electricity and water and somewhere to empty your black tank and your grey tank? Your black tank is your sewage, your grey tank is everything else, like from your sink and your shower. I have stories from living in the RV life, and I've only been doing it a year now, officially a year. And in that year I have learned a lot. And living in an RV life is, you learn as you go. Do your research, always do your research, but you will learn as you go. For example, when we first brought it down here, the cap was on the black and grey tank thing. But what I didn't know is that the stopper, which should be pushed in, was open. So when Charles, or Junior, I call him, he's Charles Jr., he's my partner, my boyfriend, took the plug off. He got covered in everything. Never has the words "man taking someone's shit" ever meant so much. And yes, to this day I will crack jokes on how he really knows how to take shit, and how he can really handle my shit. We can laugh about it now. Moment of silence for the shirt and pants he was wearing that day. And thankfully that he had no open cuts and wounds on his arms. Or when we lost our ability to have hot water during the middle of winter. Because if you have your electric water heater and your propane heater going at the same time, it might melt something. $300 later we found out it's just a little clip that we can pop out, replace it, and put another one in. And these are just some things, little things that you'll learn as well. And if you're traveling with a trailer like a lot, you gotta think about changing the tires. And something that I need to do soon is to keep on the outside. So I forgot to charge my GoPro, so I'm doing it on my phone and I'm cold and I'm trying to sit outside. Now don't get me wrong, I don't hate the RV lifestyle. I love it. It's been great for me and Junior so far. We've adored it. And I'm gonna do it for a lot longer. And we have plans to do other things, but for now this is what we enjoy doing. And it's been an adventure. An amazing adventure, and there's still more adventure to come. What I'm trying to get at is it's not all rainbow, sunshine, and sparkles. Neither is life, I suppose, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just from my experience and my views, my point of view, and my thoughts on the whole thing. It has its ups and its downs. It depends how much you enjoy this lifestyle. It's not for everybody. Some people are just city people and they need their things. I am minimalistic. I haven't always been one. It has been a very long journey and I'm still slowly minimalizing everything that I have and own and do. And that's from clothes to things I own to skincare and beauty and makeup and so on. And I have cut down a lot of stuff. My theory behind that is a cluttered home leads to a cluttered mind. Easily distracted, I'm sorry. I enjoy being outside. I've been someone who's been outside for long periods of time, for a long period of time. If that makes sense. I don't think that made sense. What I'm getting at is I don't like to be inside. So I don't spend a lot of my time inside, I focus more on the outside. One thing I'm looking forward to is getting the outside ready for spring and summer, planting and growing my own vegetables and fruit.
It is cold, I'm not wearing a jacket.
My own vegetables and fruit and herbs, and I'm trying to get back to basics. There's another reason why we both did this. We're both trying to get back to basics. Making our own bread, eating everything organically, nothing processed. We don't eat out, but when we do, we go to places that they also make their own stuff from scratch, which is expensive, which is why we don't do it that often. So it is a really cut back, simple lifestyle. And simple isn't for everybody. And simple, everybody's simple is going to be different. Everyone's idea of a simple life is going to be different. I will say we're not completely fully off grid. And I think it's classed as no men. I'm not really sure. But, oh, someone new came. That's another thing about living in an RV park. Your neighbours come and go, so we don't like your neighbours. Don't worry about it, because half the time they'll leave in a couple of months anyway. Or you can. But, no, I would never go back to living in a house, a big house, or an apartment or rent. I could never do it again. I will say, in the next year or so we will be building a cob house out of natural material, and that's going to be its own journey and its own videos, and I will record every step of the way. So that'll be coming up soonish. Kinda. I hope. I got cold. It was 80 degrees and then it just dropped to like 50 for no reason. Because Tennessee. If you wonder where I am, I'm in Tennessee. But I hope this gave you an insight and helped you think about things if you're looking to buy a camper. Remember, AAC unit. Think about your space, think about what you need, think about what you don't need. Think about, do you have a vehicle in which to tow? And if you don't, are you going to stay somewhere permanent? Make sure you do research. Every camper, new campers, if you're buying a new camper from somewhere like Camping Road or something, they'll come with a pamphlet with everything you need to know about your camper. Don't lose that. High ups, there's going to be some low downs, but from the low downs you'll learn how to just survive. And it's pretty cool if you're into that kind of thing. Leave a like and subscribe and comments down below on anything you said, and I'll keep doing videos like this, and it'll probably change. I'll probably look back on this in a year's time and go, oh, that's cringy. I do that anyway. But yeah, leave a comment down below if you have any advice or your mindset or your thoughts, or if you're thinking of doing an RV life or just an RV holiday. I'd love to know your experiences, and stay tuned.